David Viscott, and we have a lot of interesting calls here. It's just amazing what's going on out there tonight.
Okay, this next gentleman is interesting. His name is Brad. He's on line 10, and he's getting out of control.
Brad?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brad. What do I hear in your voice?
Oh, I'm just confused.
Tell me.
I feel like I'm at the ultimate surrender point.
Surrender to what?
To my anger. I think to just everything that's going on. You know, I'm in this relationship that I've been in for like 10 months now. And I really love her. She's a really neat person. She's somebody I've always wanted to be with, this kind of person. And she's suddenly become my hostage. I mean, I've taken her as my hostage.
Against whom?
Against everybody.
How so?
Well, she's in the music industry, and so she works with a lot of people that are talked about a lot in the news. And so when she brings this kind of stuff home, I kind of freak. I mean, I get really angry, and I start to put down everything that she does at work. And
so you're feeling insecure about your own life and career?
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. She makes a lot more money than I do, which I'm completely jealous over. And I can't tell her that.
Why not? It would free her, and it would be the only thing I could think of that would give your relationship half a chance. You say, you know, the truth is, honey, you make so much money more than I, and I'm so insecure about myself, and I'm so jealous, and sometimes it gets in the way of my loving you, so what I end up doing is I act really controlling, and I act really negative, and I put down your whole world, and I just want you to know that it's really me that I'm putting down.
And the thought of that, like, makes me cringe. It
but wait.
shatters my ego.
But that's the truth.
That's very much the truth.
But if you said that, you know how she would perceive you? Guess.
My guess is, like, is you being willing to give the relationship half a chance.
As being vulnerable. All you're doing is you're being controlling as a way of hiding your vulnerability. All controlling people do the same thing. They use their force and their power over the other person to keep the other person underneath them.
That's exactly what I do.
And she's superior to you.
Yeah.
And by controlling her like this, she has one common feeling all the time.
Which is?
She feels you're unfair.
Oh, I hear it every single night.
Every person who is controlled feels the same way about the way the person who is controlling them, and that is they all feel, every one of them feels treated unfairly. If you feel treated unfairly, it means the other person in your life is a controlling person.
Yeah.
And that's why she's going to dump you.
I would, and that's what I don't want that to happen.
Then give her power.
See, here's the...
No, listen. Give her power.
God.
See,
how do I give her power?
By letting her be free to reject you.
No, I don't want to be rejected.
I know you don't. That's what you live with. The fear of being rejected. Every controlling person is afraid of being rejected.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, that's for sure.
Now, and if you just said to the other person, you know, I've done a terrible thing to you. I try to control you because I feel envious of you and inferior to you. And I think if you really had the freedom to do what you wanted, you'd walk out of here. So that's why I'm so controlling. Because I don't think anyone could love me the way you love me. So I'm not going to give you a choice. That's what I've been doing. I've been holding you hostage.
And she knows her.
Yeah, but the point is, if you admitted it, you would take...
so hard.
Listen to me. If you admitted it to the woman, she would say, he knows it. He knows he's being a jerk. He knows he's being unreasonable. She's been trying to tell you that over and over again, and you tell her it's her fault, right?
Absolutely.
She hates you.
Yeah, she does.
Anyone would hate being treated like that. Tell her she's right. She'll forgive you. And when you come from that position of vulnerability, she'll have a feeling, I got through, there's some hope here. But all she does is say, what am I with that guy for? He's always right. It's always his way. It's always his opinion that matters. No matter what I say, he can find something wrong with it.
You sound like my girlfriend.
I know.
You sound exactly.
She called earlier and left this note for me.
I don't doubt it.
It's right here. You want to see it?
No, thanks. I hear it.
Are you listening to me, or are you going to blow this whole thing?
I'm listening. It's hard.
You're not going to... look.
It's, you know what it is? It's not hard. It's really scary.
Okay.
Because I'm afraid to get really
right.
vulnerable.
Let's go to the bottom line. You want to do that?
Sure.
Imagine yourself in another week. She's on to you, and she says, I don't need this. I don't want this. I know someone who likes me for me. I don't feel good in Brad's presence. I feel suffocated. That's wrong. I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm not going to be with him. The hell with him.
I'd be devastated.
You're going to be, because if she has any worth whatsoever, it'll rise to the surface and she's going to dump you.
Yeah.
And guess what? If she called, I'd applaud her.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got in this argument the other night. And,
Yeah?
And I knew that, like, I know there's that sane part of me when I'm in this, like, anger mode that says I'm pushing her away, and one day she's going to take me up on the offer and she's going to leave.
It's not going to be one day. She's going to do it when you're least prepared for it.
Oh.
And it'll happen when you really need her and can't admit that you need her, and she'll turn on you and say, you brought it all on yourself. And just when you think you need her the most is when she'll dump you. That's when it always happens.
And I hear you. I just don't know how to do this relationship thing. I don't know how to be in a healthy relationship.
Tell her the truth, that you're insecure and you control her when you feel bad about yourself.
But then what happens?
Then she'll say...
I want to know the future.
There's no future unless you do this. So what are you talking about?
Well, because I want to know what happens when I do this. Because I'm going to do this.
She'll say, you're right. That's how I feel. And you say, and I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for controlling you all the time. The truth is I haven't felt good about myself, and I've put it on you, and I've made it your problem when it's really been my problem, and that's no way to treat someone you love, and I'm sorry. And she'll say, I don't believe it. The guy suddenly saw the light of day. There's hope. And that's when she'll like you the most, because no one can love a controlling person.
But then what happens
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard.
No one can love a controlling person. You can only acquiesce to them. You can never love them. Because you can only love a person when you're free to be yourself. And when you're controlled, you're not free to be yourself. So what is it that you're controlling?
I feel like I don't know how to be myself.
Hey, relax. We all know
it's easy for you to say.
Well, of course it is. But until you learn how to do that and just say, look, whatever I am, she'll love me or leave me for me. But not because I'm controlling her. If you control her, she's going to leave you. If you don't control her, she may leave you.
I don't want her to leave me.
Well, too bad. Brad,
So, yeah.
you're 20 years old. You know what you act like?
Yeah, how?
A 50-year-old scared, paranoid man who's losing his hair and his position and is hanging on to whatever he can.
I feel like that.
That's how you act. They're controlling people are 50 years old right after their 20th birthday.
Oh, man, I don't want to be sick.
You've gone there. That's you. Here's your wake-up call. That's what you became. You became an old man. Every controlling person is an old man.
So the answer is
let go.
And to be vulnerable.
And to tell her that you've been a jerk and you're amazed that she stayed with you. I guess you really must have feelings, but you've been controlling her because you doubted yourself. Tell her that, and romance will bloom again, or she'll dump you. But she's going to dump you anyhow, so that you might as well have a chance for some romance. Yeah. Brad?
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
You reach down deep inside.
Yep.
Thank you.
You can't control anything, by the way. You can't control anything. Nothing in this world that is worth anything can be controlled.
Sounds like he knew. He just needed you to...
Everybody knows
take hold of
anything.
him.
There's nothing I tell anybody that they don't already know. How could that be? I mean, everyone says it in a sentence or two.